What are you looking at? Does this tree have money? Oh, Bill! How dare you! You suck! I thought you were trying to tell me about the money. Welcome to Procrastinate-n-Play. My name is Marie, and today we are going to work on a bunch of different builds. Let's get started. Bill, what are you doing? You're just sitting in the corner? Sometimes when they're looking at a tree, it means there's money. Thanks, Bill. Move out the way. Thank you. Where's my storage? Oh my god, are they gonna talk? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the snazziest of us all? That would be he with the firmest of snaz-dominal muscles. None other than Bill. I don't think that's what Audie wanted to hear, Bill. Okay then, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the cutest of us all? That would be he with the cutiest Maximus, Bill. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most rock-headed, braggy dumbbell of all time? That's right, Audie, you tell him. That would be she who has forgotten she asked for improv practice. What? I am practicing. I'm going to be a pop star and an actress. I was pretending to be mad. Oh, you're pretending? I gotcha. Pretending. Improv's like bowling. Wait, maybe it's powerlifting that's like improv. Where was I going with this? Got distracted. That doesn't matter. Something's like something, right? That's what Coach always said. Good lesson, Bill. I need to start picking better improv partners. Probably. Don't look at me, Audie. I'm too busy. Nothing to see here. Hi, Marie. Today is totally a great day. I love all the amazing discoveries I make on my walks, like cute flowers and places to hide things. Ooh, what are you hiding, girl? Oh, Matilda, everyone's out here. Oh, shit, sorry. Oh, shit. Did not mean to do that. Oh my god, why am I hitting you? I'm so sorry. I'm thinking maybe Audie has moved on from LaBelle because now she is totally showing off in front of Kix. Yeah, I'm talking about you, girl. First you were singing, now you're working out. Look at you wearing your cool shades trying to be cool for Kix. Alright, she's the biggest flirt. Audie's really going to town. What you thinking, dude? Oh, not again. Your poor arms. You have such a good attitude for someone who is screaming in the basement. Alright, moment of truth. Well, let's go see who's at the campsite. I just need Mikey's older brother, Brand. And I really, really, really want Bam. Let's see who we got. Cross your fingers. Not even close. Peaches, why do you have dead eyes? I'm not a fan of that. Oh, I haven't met her yet. Oh, I love Celeste. I would love a Celeste plushie because she's just so cute. Blathy. That's funny because I call my brother Billy because we grew up like that's what he was when he was younger, and now that he's older he's Bill, you know? But I can't help it, I still call him Billy because I've called him that my whole life. Just like Celeste calls Blathers Blathy. Oh my god, I can put it on the field. Oh, I forgot about the snowman. Oh. Should we have another dead body? I mean, tired football player? We can have one on either side. I mean, probably I won't leave it there, but for now I'm gonna leave it there. Boomer? You having any deep thoughts? Oh, he's so freaking happy here. Boomer. I am. We can't do it without you. Oh my god, Bill, your glasses look so cute. I'm so thrilled that you could make it to this exclusive celebration of my life. Now the bad news is that I don't have any swag for you. But I'm hoping the good news is you have some for me. I do. I just made it. I hope you like it, Ken. Oh, he got a heart. He likes it. Do I know how to dance yet? I can hula. Oh, he's so happy. Okay. Bye, boys. See you later. It's my birthday, so I reserve the right to give an emotional speech before anyone leaves. Haha, just kidding. But thank you for everything, seriously. Aw, I really like Ken. That's what he's thinking. Boomer, do you finally want to move? Is this the moment? What's the good word, Boomer? Okay, you don't want to move? Oh, Boomer. Why are you teasing me? Ken, have you never seen a butterfly before? Is that your first ever butterfly? Oh, you done with the butterfly? No, where are you going? You're just gonna keep walking into the tree, Ken? Are you malfunctioning? What is happening with you today? Ken, are you feeling okay? Boomer. First you trick me. Now you're kind of in the way, dude. Oh, thank you. Hey guys, it's voiceover Marie. So you're gonna hear a lot of voiceovers during this video because I ended up making 3 builds. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of speed building. But this is the first one I started with. I was trying to make a neighborhood down here. I wanted it to be like a little cul-de-sac. So you already saw me trying to fill in all the rivers, even though Boomer kept getting in the way. And then here I am just finishing up clearing the land, picking up all these bushes that I had and some trees and stuff to get ready to build the neighborhood. So I ended up moving a bunch of houses around and the shops as well to get everything set up. Boomer. Oh, you're the worst. I cannot wait till you move off this island now. Like, literally, just go sit anywhere else. He's still trying to fish. Boomer, I hope you catch something. It's a miracle. I chopped down all these trees and there were no wasps. Yay, me. He's wearing devil horns. His true colors are showing finally. Boomer, are you ready to move yet? Here, fishy fishy. Come out of the water so I can taste you. That was pretty cute. But I need you to move. Once I cleared off the land, I laid out where I wanted this center courtyard to go and where I was going to move 2 more of the houses. And Oh my god, you guys, it took me forever to figure out the path I wanted to use here. I kept changing and changing because none of it was looking right, or it wasn't the right color, or like the slanty pieces weren't working correctly. It just took me forever. So I edited as much of that out as I could and left you with just like me finally putting down the right one that I ended up choosing. Have any of you guys seen Wicked yet? I'm excited to go see it. I think it'll be really good. But I did hear that this is just part 1, so it's actually going to end up being 2 movies. And the first one obviously comes out this year, and then the next one will come out next year. So if you do go see it, just be prepared for that, you know, it's not gonna, the whole story isn't gonna resolve. I heard that it doesn't end on like a really big cliffhanger, but just know going in that there is gonna be another movie. This is just part 1. I just want to warn people because my cousins still complain about whenever Lord of the Rings came out in the theaters, they went to see it, and I guess they didn't realize that it was going to be 3 movies, and so they were so upset when the movie ended, and they were like, wait, what the hell? They're still bitter about it, and they literally still complain about it to this day. So just be prepared going in that there is a part 2 for Wicked. After I finished building this courtyard, I remembered that we had a villager in the campsite, so I decided to go check it out. Okay, here we go. Will we get lucky? No. No, we will not. Temporary neighbor. Well, Paula, you're not quite what I'm looking for. One day I will get Bam, and I will get Boomer to move out. He keeps messing with me though, as you'll see in this video. So after I finished the little cul-de-sac area in the courtyard, I moved to the front of the island and started building this pathway from the airport to the Able Sisters, and then it also goes up to Nook's Cranny, and then there's like a little side path that leads to resident services. You guys, I am so excited for Thanksgiving break. Like, I need it really bad. For school, we get the whole week off, which is awesome. And then for work, we close early on Wednesday, and then we're closed Thursday and Friday. And I usually work Wednesday night, so that means I don't have to work at all because I usually go into work at 5, and that's when we're closing. So if I get enough of my school stuff done that I need to do, I'm actually going to get 3 days off, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, where I don't have to work or do any schoolwork. So I am so excited, and I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait. Double rainbow! Bill, did you and Ken get mad at each other? You were just talking. You just can't train your muscles. You've got to train your emotional muscles too. You're right, bud. What happened? Well, Ken's already over it. Bill, what happened? I'm so ashamed of myself. I should have been able to do twice as many reps. Oh, I wish I could make him feel better. How do I make him feel better? Feel joy. I wish I could give you a hug, Bill. You need a present? I try to be careful, but I always end up making the same mistake. I can't do anything to make him feel better? You want my umbrella? I've never had a villager be like despondent before. What do you do? I don't want Bill to be sad. Come on, let me help him. It's so sad. Meanwhile, Ken is over here totally fine. Maybe I should talk to him. Ken, what did you do to Bill? You want to talk about the weather. Seriously? Oh, okay, he's fine now. Bill, don't scare me like that, dude. Is this the moment, you guys? Boomer? Oh, got into a fight. I want to make up so we can eat snacks together again. What if he hates me now? Can you deliver this present? I want my snack buddy back. Okay, I'll do it, but I need you to move out, Boomer. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. But I need you to think moving thoughts this time. Bill, what are you looking at? Does this tree have money? Oh, Bill! How dare you! You suck! I thought you were trying to tell me about the money. Bill, how could you? How could you trick me like that? So messed up. I was gonna use fencing on either side of this path, but then I just couldn't get it to sit right. So I ended up using the plant partition and a bunch of triangular topiaries, and I moved them around a million times, but I think it looks nice in the end, eventually, way later in the video. Hey Marie, you gotta help us. Hamlet here is trying to figure out an ideal outfit for Kung Fu. Yeah, it needs to be aerodynamic and wicking, but also completely over the top visually. I want to rock faces with my Kung Fu skills. This is a bit outside my normal fashion expertise, but I'm thinking that for aerodynamics, less is more. You might have heard of short shorts. Well, what I'd recommend here would be even shorter shorts. Show off the legs, huh? Well, that might work, but I don't want my epic quads to distract from my epic Kung Fu skills. Heck yeah, go with the shorts. You really think so? Well, in that case, I better get to work shortening my shorts. Maybe we shouldn't have encouraged him. You think, Ken? What are these two talking about? Hey, Marie, you're just in time. That's right, Ken here said he was gonna dance for me. Isn't that fabulous? And here I go. Oh, nice, Ken. That's it, one twirl. Must your clothing fit so tightly? I found it distracting during the performance. But this is the loosest clothing I own. Wow, Ken. Short shorts and tight clothing. Okay. You do you. It was at this point that I realized half of my bushes were light green and half were dark green. So I had to go to Reese and Cyrus to get those fixed up. And then I worked on my pizza parlor. So right at the beginning of the movie, one of the characters, Chunk, is eating pizza and playing video games at a little pizza spot. And that's where he sees the Fratellis during the police chase. And so it's kind of funny. He goes up to the window to like look out, and for some reason, he's holding his pizza slice in one hand, and I think it's like a milkshake in the other hand, and he lays the pizza slice flat up against the window and like smears that, and then he squishes his milkshake up against the window, and it like squirts out everywhere. I don't understand what he was doing, but anyway, so that is the inspiration for my little pizza parlor that I decided to do. And my process usually is me like putting down a bunch of different items to try to figure out which colors I like best. And for this one, I took every variation of the castle wall or the medieval building site, and I like lined them up to see which one looked best. And I ended up choosing the one that's back there. And then I tend to put items down just to kind of see like where they'll fit and how much room they'll take up. And then I go back in and put down the pathing. For this one, I really wanted to stagger the buildings, but as you can see, to make everything fit, I had to put it really far back, and it was too close to Ken's house. So I ended up not staggering them, although I like the way that looks with like the dimensions of it. But in the end, it's all like flat. Lately, I've been obsessed with watching The Vampire Diaries, and I'm definitely Team Damon. I don't know, there's just something about a bad boy. I even like Klaus, but that show just makes me laugh because basically everyone dies like a million different times, but they always come back, pretty much. But it is a wild ride. Like the first season, oh my god, they crammed so much into that first season. It was action-packed, and my boyfriend has been watching it with me. I've been subjecting him to it, but you guys, he's starting to get into it because sometimes when we're deciding what we want to watch, he'll suggest it. He'll be like, should we watch an episode of The Vampire Diaries? And of course, I'm like, yes, let's. But I started to wonder what the books were like because I knew it was based on a book. So I got the first book, and it is nothing like the show. Elena's completely different. Like, so is Stefan. I mean, none of the characters are the same. There's some girl called Meredith. Like, who is that? I have no idea who she is. She's supposedly one of Elena's best friends, and not much happens in that first book other than like Elena realizing that Stefan is a vampire. and finding out that like Damon is there too and that he's kind of bad. That's it. Like that's all that happens in the first book, and that happens in like 2 episodes of the TV show. I guess the books are a lot slower than the TV show. I don't know, they must have crammed a whole bunch of books into that first season. But also, based on how many differences there were, I don't even know if half that stuff happens in the books. Like with Klaus and the originals and all of that, I don't know. I kind of want to keep reading just because I want to see if that stuff is in there, like if any of it's the same. But also, I didn't really like it that much, so I don't know if I want to read more. Let me know if you guys have read those books. Let me know what you think and if it's worth it for me to keep reading them, because I just really do like the show better. I don't know, maybe if I had read the books first, I would have liked them. But yeah, that first book didn't do it for me, and I like the show a lot better so far. One of my friends at work told me something funny, so I'll have to see if I can put up a picture. Apparently, the guy that plays Damon, his ears used to stick out really far, kind of like Will Smith. And I guess there's a procedure, like a plastic surgery procedure you can do where you get your ears pinned back, which I never even heard of. And she said that he had that procedure done, and I looked at pictures of him, and when his ears are sticking out, he just kind of looks goofy. And you know, he's really known for his like smoldering look, like his stare. But with his ears, you just can't take him seriously. I'm gonna find a picture and post it. Okay, so here's his picture. So you can see, like, he just looks kind of goofy. And then in the other one, he has, like, his smolder look. And I don't know if he had any other work done, but she told me he did get his ears pinned back, which I'd never heard of before. I think that's crazy. Because Chunk was playing video games while he was eating pizza in the movie, I wanted to put some of the video arcade games in here and the pinball machine. And then when I put everything down, I realized I didn't like the way it was, and so I feel like I do this every time. This is my OCD tendencies. But I ended up moving like the whole build, or at least that back wall, moving it over 2 spaces so that the pinball machine would fit in better with the rest of the build. So you'll see that in a minute. My OCD tendencies were getting me at work too, because so we have these like really big poles in the building, and every holiday season we cover them with wrapping paper. It looks real cute. And this year, one of them is covered in wrapping paper that has snowmen on them. And I noticed that, because basically what you do is you wrap it around and then you like push it up to the top because they're really tall. And then you wrap the next one around and push it up until like the whole pole is covered. So I look up at the top of the snowman pole, and the snowmen at the top are upside down. And so like now that's all I can see is the upside down snowmen, and I want to fix it so bad, but it's the one all the way at the top. Like there's no way it's getting fixed. So yeah, but this week we should be building our Christmas tree. We make a Christmas tree every year out of books, so that should be fun. And here I am, just like I said, moving everything over. But Editing Marie is here to save you from watching all of this. So just know that it happened. I painstakingly moved everything over. What is y'all's building process? Because as I mentioned before, I have to like put everything down in different color variations so I can figure out what color I want. And then I sort of figure out the spacing of it. And then I go back in and add in the details like the pathing and stuff. But the other thing that I do that makes me laugh when I'm editing videos is like I'll move stuff around, and then I sort of like walk around in circles and look at everything, and I'm just running around like a maniac over and over again. So I do try to edit that part out of most of the videos. Oh look, see, I just did it. I literally just did it. Because you don't need to see that over and over again. But does anyone else do that too? Do you have to sort of like gain perspective of your build and like look at it and then go back in and add more? Or do you just build? Like, what is y'all's process? And do you guys change your mind as often as I do? Or do you go back and move things over one space because you're crazy like I am? So now I am working on my second build, which is the Able Sisters and like a little outdoor shop area just in front of it. And that red and white checkered curtain, I'm not in love with it. I want to try to find a better one. So I'm going to talk to Sable and see if she gives me a good one. And if not, I'm going to go shopping again and see if I can find a better one. With this build, I just really wanted to focus on mostly red and white items, just because I think that looks good. It pairs well with the Able Sisters. And I put down some items just to see how everything was looking, and then I went back and put down this boardwalk path that is going to be all in this front part of the island. So it's going to be the pizza parlor, the Able Sisters, and then I also do like an ice cream shop, and I just extend the boardwalk all in the front. And then in a second, you're going to see a bunch of planters on the ground because I was trying to figure out which color I wanted to use, like the dark variation, the red brick, and I ended up choosing like the pale kind of pink looking one. And then my other issue is like I'll get different variations in my pockets in my inventory, and then you can't tell which one is which. Like once it's in your pocket, you have no idea. And so then when I'm putting something down, I don't know if it's the right color. And so sometimes I tend to like just drop them all near where I'm building so I can pick up whichever one I actually want. That's something that I really hope that they change in the next game. So I hope that, you know, instead of it just saying flower bed, it will say like pink flower bed or red brick flower bed, so that you can actually find what you really want. After I finished reading the first Vampire Diaries book, I started a new book called What Does It Feel Like by Sophie Kinsella. She's the person that wrote Confessions of a Shopaholic, which I think they made that into a movie. And I had no idea, but this book, it's fiction, but it's like really closely based on her life. And apparently she was diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer. She had like a glioblastoma brain tumor. And, you know, one day she wakes up at the hospital and she literally had no idea what she was doing there and what was going on. After the brain surgery, she just kept having problems with her memory. And so her poor husband had to keep telling her like, oh, you had a tumor, you had a surgery. And she had to learn to like walk again. Like she didn't even know that she was a writer. Like she just wasn't remembering anything. She did remember she had children. She has 5 kids. And so every time she would sort of be like in this fog and she would kind of wake up in the middle of doing something and be like, what am I doing? What's going on? Where am I? You know, and then she'd be like, where are my kids? You know? So it's pretty crazy. I'm only a little bit into it. I just started it. But it's really interesting, and I had no idea. And stage 4, I mean, stage 4, right? Like, that's terminal. But I guess she was diagnosed in 2022, and I just looked it up, and, you know, she's still going. So that's really cool. That's great for her. Maybe they were able, with the surgery, maybe they were able to get most of the tumor out. I don't know. For this build, I wanted to pick a couple of red and white dresses to put on display, and so I picked those 2, but I don't know, they just weren't doing it for me. So I ended up going code shopping and found some other dresses that I liked better. And just like I was saying before, I have to see all my choices, right? So I picked way too many. And then in a little bit, you'll see me like line all of them up and look at them and try to decide, you know, oh, which dresses do I like the best? Which one work in terms of like the colors? Like, is it too much red next to too much red? So yeah, you'll see that craziness in a little bit. And then the other thing I did was I knew I wanted to use the Imperial, the Imperial partition, but I only had a brown one. And so I went ahead and put those down just so I could see what it looked like and look at the placement of it. I only had 2, so I used this other divider, which I actually like that divider. I thought about putting it in the build, but in the end, I go to Reese and Cyrus and customize the partitions so that they're the red ones and put them back down. So here are the red partitions, and then you're gonna see the dresses that I put down in a second. I found some really cute ones. Code shopping is fun, and you can spend a lot of time on it. I definitely spent a long time looking at cute dresses and trying to pick the best red and white ones that I could find. Speaking of red and white, in my social media, like in Instagram, I keep seeing ads for this strawberry shortcake perfume. It pops up all the time, and now my phone is probably listening to me and it's going to show up even more. But I mean, I'm curious if people actually have bought that and wear it, because in the ad, of course, it's like the best selling, you know, always sold out, and I'm like, really? I mean, I don't know. So I'm just curious. Let me know if you guys like it, if you've tried it. I worked on this build for so long that I ended up popping a lot of balloons while I was doing it, and the presents are red and white, so I decided to just leave them. So there's actually 2 that are in the build right now. So here I am again, putting up all of my options, trying to decide, and the light blue of the medieval building site actually fit much better what I was going for. I wanted like a pink and blue pastel ice cream shop, And so that's what I end up using, is that light blue. If you live in the United States and you are going to celebrate Thanksgiving, what kind of food do you guys eat? Because we do, the traditional turkey and, mashed potatoes, gravy, green bean casserole, like all that stuff. And then my mom makes this really good pumpkin ice cream pie that's delicious. And we always go over to her house. My boyfriend's family lives out of state, so we just go to my family's. And my mom always hosts, and we go over and we play like games like Mario Kart, and there's this really fun Harry Potter game that we like to play, and we'll watch movies. Usually we watch Die Hard because it is a classic Christmas movie. You can fight me on it if you want. And it's a lot of fun. We just hang out all day. And even though my mom is hosting, like, I end up being her sous chef, and like basically I have to do all of the chopping and all of the everything for her, and then a million dishes over and over. We don't really watch football. I guess my brother tries to watch football a little bit, but the rest of us don't really care. So we tend to just play games and do other stuff. But it's usually a good time, and the food is delicious. But my favorite thing is leftover turkey sandwiches. I wish we would eat early in the day, like at like lunchtime, and then for dinner we could have leftovers. But my mom does not wake up early, and so she doesn't even put the turkey in until, I don't know, like maybe noon or 1 o'clock. And so we always eat like real late. We eat at dinner time, like, I don't know, like 7. The next day I will definitely be eating leftover turkey sandwiches for sure. What foods do you guys like to make for Thanksgiving? So obviously I have not been uploading consistently every single week like I was hoping to. I blame my need to get A's on that because I definitely had a lot of schoolwork I had to do, and it started to get in the way of, filming and editing videos. I have these builds. I had this filmed for a while. I just did not have time to edit it. It was like 14 hours of footage, and because it's mostly speed builds, I knew I was gonna have to do a ton of voiceovers. Sorry, I'm sure at this point no one is still listening, but anyway, I knew it would be a ton of voiceovers, and I just didn't have the time because I had this deadline in my research lab, and I had to get this stuff done. And so it has been interfering with my ability to make YouTube videos, but I definitely still want to do them because they're fun and I really enjoy it, and it's a good break from school. So my plan is to keep going forward with it, and hopefully I'll be able to do it consistently. And I do have plans for a 30-day challenge. I was going to start it on December 1st, but there's just no way. Because of finals, and because I still want to finish my Goonies island, and I have at least 3 more big builds that I need to do. And so I'm gonna finish the Goonies island, and then on December 15th I want to start my 30-day challenge, and it's gonna go until January 15th, which I know is actually 31 days because December has 31 days. So the challenge will go through the 14th, that'll be day 30, and then on the 15th of January, that's when I'll do like the island tour. So that is my plan moving forward, and then after that, my winter break will be over and I'll be back in school. So my plan is to start a new island and just do once a week again, and then hopefully I can do some shorts now and then if I think of something that might be fun to do. For school, I'm a TA, and I did a guest lecture. I taught a class while my professor had to go out of town, and I got such a good compliment afterward, but I can never tell my professor. So I was talking to this student about class afterward, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that went really well. It was so interesting. It was so good." She said, my friend that sits next to me, she like barely ever pays attention, but the whole time you were teaching, she was actually listening. And I was like, "Oh, thank you." But I, cannot tell my professor that she said that. And then 2 other students came up to me afterward and were like, "Oh, hey, what classes are you teaching next semester? Because we want to sign up for them." And I was like, "Oh, they want to take my non-existent class," which was so sweet. I'm not teaching anything right now, just guest lecturing, but they do let us teach stuff in the summer sometimes, just like intro classes, so I might do that. But the problem with that is that it is a ton of work because you have to prepare all the lectures yourself. Like, they don't give you materials, you do it yourself, and then you're not getting paid anymore. Like, I still get my same like TA pay, and I just don't know if it's worth it. Like, I would like to do it, but I'm not sure about that. So there's this new movie on Netflix that I have not seen yet, but my boyfriend and I have been cracking up about it because it is the most ridiculous premise I have ever heard of. It's called Hot Frosty, and I don't know exactly how it comes to be, but apparently there's an ice sculpture of a hot guy, and then it comes to life. This is like a Hallmark romance movie, right? Christmas movie. So, but there's some people in it that I actually really like. It has the guy from The Office, Craig Robinson, and then it has the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine who plays Charles. And so I think like the movie is not taking itself seriously. At least I hope it's not. Because there's like some really good comedians in it, so I think it's like gonna poke fun of it at itself, and maybe it'll be good. I don't know. I'm still trying to convince my boyfriend to watch it, but he does think that the premise is ridiculous and it makes him laugh, so maybe I can get him to watch it. I don't know. We'll see. So let me know if you guys have seen it and if it's worth watching, so I can convince my boyfriend that we should watch it too. I have a feeling it might actually be really funny. So we are coming to the end. I have rambled on for 30 minutes while I did 3 speed builds, and you guys made it through, but probably not. You're done watching. It's okay. Okay, so here's my little cul-de-sac with this courtyard in the center. And then we come down this path to Able Sisters, which is just full of everything red and white. Here are the 2 presents that I let fall and kept there. Here are the dresses that I ended up choosing that took forever, but I think they're super cute. We got the red scooter. We've got the phone booth. I think it turned out nice. And then you go over this way and you are in the pizza parlor. And here are the video games that Chunk is playing when he smashes his pizza up against the window. So we have our pizza parlor, and then below that, we have our ice cream shop, which I think turned out really cute with all the pink and blue and pastel and all of the Sanrio items as well that I ended up using. So there's a little boardwalk down here on the beach where you can eat your ice cream, although right now it's snowing. And a couple of little seating areas right here. This is our entrance. This is our airport. So we come in, and then you can go over here, past resident services and the pizza parlor, and to Nook's Cranny. So that is it so far. That's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all later.